what y'all got for me.
Congratulations on another Pro Bowl voting appearance.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
It's humbling. Something I pride myself on is consistency, and to kind of be voted amongst your peers, amongst the fans, as one of those people who are consistent is amazing. I got to credit to my teammates and coaching staff and, the guys up front that do their best to make sure I don't get touched and allow me to run around and make plays. So without those guys, I wouldn't be making the plays that I've been making. So even though this is an individual award, however I can share it with my teammates, I'll find a way.
Are you surprised the way the rest of the voting went, just for some of your teammates?
I am a little surprised. I thought, Frank and Jay Reed and it's a bunch of other guys that I felt like should have made it. I do think it's kind of weird that, we kind of cut the voting off with like 2 or 3 more weeks to spare. You never know. What if a dude had 20 sacks in the game? I think it kind of be kind of crazy. But I think it's something that will make everybody hungry and something that we can kind of grow from.
How much do you guys in the locker room talk about this?
Talk about the Pro Bowl,
the voting.
We don't really. To me personally, we don't really talk about it that much because to me, it's Pro Bowl is dope, but you hope that you playing in the Super Bowl and you don't have to attend. You hope you're getting replaced because you're playing in the most important game at the end of the season. So, I think it's more so just congratulations to the guys that made it and to the alternates that were able to be recognized, and just kind of appreciating it because it's a lot of guys out there that should have got it and didn't, and there's a lot of guys that thought they were going to get it and it didn't work out. So, it's appreciation from my end because, at some point it's going to be over and you don't want to look back and wish you would have been more grateful, while it was happening.
When you're playing a guy like Mahomes who does so well off script, how does that affect what you do as kind of the captain of that defense and what you see?
I think you just got to be really keyed in on what your assignment and making sure everybody gets the calls and, not letting him run around. And, he's going to run around. He's going to try to extend plays. And a lot of times when you watch on films, the guys that mess up, it's like you have your guy and you leave your guy to go get the quarterback and then he throws it over your head to the guy that you just left. So a lot of the times, too, it's, you're going to have to let him get that 5-yard run versus giving up the 40-yard pass that going to leave your guy. And so we call it plastering. So basically it's like if we're in zone and he starts to scramble, you look for the closest guy in your area. And so that's what we're going to have to do a really good job of this week is making sure that we can keep him in the pocket. Our rush is going to do a great job keeping him in the pocket, making sure he don't get out. And if he does get out, find an open man.
This is his 15th game this season. Is there such a thing as figuring a young quarterback out, kind of like, okay, he does these 3 things and these are his weaknesses and let's focus on these certain things?
I don't know if it's that. I think you just watch the film and you see, personally, you see how they're going to attack you. You see how you look at, similar defenses that they've played against that are kind of similar to yours, and you see how they like to attack, your defense because a lot of the offense is going to be predicated off of, the defense that looks like yours. And so you watch the film, you see what you messed up on last week, and they're going to do a bunch of that. They're going to mix in a bunch of stuff that they do well at. So it's going to be a mixture of what you messed up on last week and what they feel they can beat on, defense that play like you.
How similar does he seem to Russell? I mean, obviously there's a lot of comparisons, but when you see him, is it like going against Russell? Or?
I mean, I can understand the comparison to an extent. I think it's more so the ability to get outside the pocket and make crazy throws and crazy plays, and the minute you kind of get the passes when he runs for like 20 yards. So I understand the similarities, but Russell is Russell to me. So again, I don't really like comparing people.
The challenge that Tyreek Hill presents, his ability to be in the backfield, split out. What do you see in him as a player and the challenge he's going to bring?
He is fast, and he's very fast. you watch some of the plays. It's right before the play. He snaps. He puts his head down, and it's just track. And so you got to be conscious of where he's gonna be at. You got to be conscious of the style. You have to make sure your angles are on point. You have to make sure you try to figure out what ways they like to give him the ball, and they're going to try to find ways to find mismatches and stuff like that. So you want to try to minimize that as much as you can. But he's great. They're going to give him the rock, and whenever he gets the rock, we're going to try to hit him as hard as we can.
When you talk about the 5 straight Pro Bowls, obviously there's a lot of production there, but what do you attest just being able to stay healthy as much as you have, to be able to play as much as you have, and be as consistent with just being out there for 5 straight seasons?
Honestly, it's just, I pride myself on finding a great routine, and I feel like, I got a great routine down from, the way I eat to the way I prepare, to the way I approach the game. If you're here at like 5-something in the morning, I'm going to be sitting at the same chair, eating the same meal, probably at the same time every day. And so it's little things like that you just get into a routine and you allow that routine become consistent. So if your routine off the field becomes consistent, then your play on the field will become consistent. So that's how I feel, and I pride myself on taking care of my body. And, so I make some sacrifices. I might not go out as much as everybody else, or I might not, I don't drink, I don't do all that stuff. So I feel like that definitely plays a part to staying healthy. But I'm always trying to find new ways on, getting better. And you ask all the older guys. A lot of it, success leaves clues. So you ask all the older guys who play 16 years, 15 years, whatever, and see what they do. And you try to figure out what works for you and, make your own routine.
What time do you go to bed at night?
I don't know. Maybe I would like to be in bed by 11, fall asleep by 12. I don't know. No, I've always been, even when my rookie year, I was super crazy. I used to go to bed like 2 o'clock in the morning. But, for me, I think that was something that I just, my mom was a night owl. So I always like to stay up with her, whatever she was doing, even though she was talking on the phone all the time. And so it just became a habit. I just was up all at night.
You said you're in the facility at 5 a.m., meeting and
breakfast? Yeah, 5-something.
So you get 5 hours of sleep?
It depends. On Wednesday, 5 hours. On Thursday, I go to sleep a little earlier. Friday, I go to sleep a little earlier. And that Friday and Saturday night, I get 8 hours of sleep.
When you're here at 5, what are you doing between the time that you get here and the time that you have meetings or whatever the first thing that you have to be at?
Well, the first thing I do is eat. And then I watch film. And then we have a meeting with the linebackers, so I'll watch film with the LBs. And then I'll go and I'll do treatment. And I'll get, my work done with my treatment. And then I'll go watch a little bit more film. And then we'll have all the meetings, and I'll be in meetings till whenever that is. And then I'll come talk to you guys. And then after I talk to you guys, I'll go ice or do some film study. And then practice. And then watch more film and do yoga. And then end my night watching the film. So,
Do you eat the same thing every day?
last year I did. I had to switch it up because it kind of got old. So, I do eat, I eat pretty much the same thing on the certain day. So Wednesday I'll probably eat the same meal. Thursday probably the same thing. Friday you can even, the cooks would be like, oh man, it's waffle Saturday or something like that. So I think it's
Last
fun.
year that was the same thing every day.
I was eating oatmeal with strawberries in it every single day, and I loved it. And then it just stopped being so good.
Hey, Bobby, going back to the film, has it changed from the way you watch film as a rookie to now, what you're looking for in the film or not?
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like rookie, I'm looking at myself and I'm trying to figure out which way I can drop better, which ways I can see something faster, which ways I can do that. Now it's more so just, I'm watching film to see how they're going to attack the defense, see if I can get a key from somebody, watching, stances on other teams, see if I can get a key off of that. It's more so watching the other team to see if I can get something that, if I'd like to find 3 or 4 plays that I can hope that they run and we're in a certain defense that I can steal.
You were talking about how you want to keep Mahomes from running, but he's thrown 45 touchdown passes. He's pretty good in the pocket, too. Is in the pocket more, quote-unquote, traditional quarterback? What kind of threats does he present there?
Well, I mean, he has a good arm, so he can definitely, pick you apart, both staying in the pocket and, getting outside the pocket. It's just, to me, I feel like the bigger plays are the ones outside the pocket, the ones that get the team going. When he steps out of the pocket and you think he's about to go out of bounds and then he throws it across his body for a touchdown that ignites the crowd and the team. You don't want those throws. You don't want those type of things where it just, if he's going to sit in the pocket and throw a route over the middle and hit it, it's just a play. But, when he gets outside the pocket and, does a no-look pass to somebody for like 15 yards and you see the whole team go crazy, you don't want those momentum plays. So, you try to minimize those as much as possible.
When you're on the sideline and you see Chris Carson have the run that he did, the second, third effort touchdown, what's that like watching that?
It's just, it's like kind of like what I was saying to him. It's like it's a play that just ignites the whole sideline, and you just appreciate him because you see how relentless he is and see how much effort. And for me, it's like something that you've seen this before. You watch Marshawn do it all the time, and so when you see that, it's like I know this feeling, and so you're watching a person who is not going to be stopped to get to wherever he wants to go, and you always respect that. And honestly, you want to play against like that because that makes the game fun.
Anything else? Thanks,
Good.
Mike.
Appreciate you guys.